boy is trying to push his way around the Mercedes. Gonna try to put it around the inside of Parabolica. Oh, and that is the Williams from Bartosh going around wide, but he gets past the Red Bull, so it works. Red Bull's gonna try to get the Haas. They're gonna go 3 wide into turn 1. Wow. Are they still holding it? Nope, they're back 2 wide. Williams is still gonna try to push it around the Red Bull. Red Bull's gonna shut the door. They're gonna keep it going. Gragset holding his place. You know, you would think after 3 weeks of doing this, I wouldn't have any technical issues or issues getting the stream up, but can't happen like that. Welcome, everybody, to FRL Week 5. We're racing in Barcelona this week. I know a lot of the drivers have been describing this track as Spain without the S, so we can only imagine how this is going to be. Currently looking at your Racing League Drivers' Championship, Rolosky is maintaining his lead and has a dominant gap. He could DNF today and then still keep his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Gragset for Red Bull is pushing up into second place after a stunning race last week. Pafixian in the AlphaTauri is in third place. Jack is in fourth. Maddie in fifth. Saintex in sixth. Crazy Boy in seventh. WasserSchwein in eighth. Noda in ninth. And Debe in 10th. Looking on down, you've got JJ, 80 Gamer, Vixie, Mathix, Luo, Barthez, True Hero, Bartosh, Owski, and Insidious. The Alfa Romeos rounding out the bottom of the Drivers' Championship with no points each. Looking over at Constructors, AlphaTauri maintains their dominating lead so far. Red Bull in second place after a great run last week. Ferrari is in third, dropping down a place. Williams is in fourth. Haas in fifth. Mercedes sixth. McLaren seventh. Aston Martin eighth. Alpine ninth. And Alfa Romeo in 10th. The only team that has not scored any points in the Constructors' Championship. Looking at the drivers list, we've got a full 20 grid of drivers. The only substitution is Gamer running in for Aston Martin with Debe as his teammate. He is going to be substituting in for True Hero, who cannot make this race. Looks like the drivers are getting ready to go live with qualifying, so let's go ahead and join them and see what happens. Let's see who's the first person to decide to go out on track. Doesn't look like anybody's decided to go yet. Tech's first driver to go out. He is going to be kicking on his out lap. And on his outlap he spins. That is probably not a good omen for how this race is about to go. Alright, let's let Syntex take you on a lap around this wonderful Spanish track. Looking back on last week, I know Ferrari are going to be looking to have a strong race after both of their drivers DNF. Can't imagine they're going to have too much of a hard time at this track, but I know that both of them have been discussing that this track has been quite difficult, especially with the curves and the way the handling model has been changed. The latest update redoing the brake bias, so definitely should be interesting to see how they do. Hits that apex well, going around. We have a yellow flag, sector 3. Looks like that's just McLaren getting over to get out of his way, coming through the S's, chicane. Looks like he's doing well, struggling a lot with trying to keep the car in traction though. Going to push it down the straight, and that is going to bring him into a 117.295. Some of the drivers were posting their time trial times before, and a lot of people are doing a 115. See a lot of 115.7, some different things going on, so we'll definitely see how they can go. I would not imagine a 117 or 118 to be safe for these drivers. Lots of yellow flags. It looks like just lots of people getting out of the way for other drivers. Lots of respectful driving there. Let's tune in down here with Maddie and see if we can pick up with him. Coming through the third sector. Looks like the Alfa Romeo has gone wide right there. Looks like he's getting away, no issues. Rolosky puts in a 116.8. I still don't think that's enough for pole. Crazy Boy gets disqualified from the session for going the wrong way on the track. Let's tune in with Gamer, the reserve driver. I know he's been pushing and arguing, saying that he deserves a seat with the main racers. He has been tuning in for multiple races recently. A very strong driver, very consistent. Definitely don't see why he doesn't deserve a seat. I might be a little bit biased though, just kind of watching the way he drives, but he is very solid with his driving. Not the best in the league, but not the worst by far. Definitely very solid. Not discrediting any of these drivers. They push very hard every time. He just seems to know where his limits are and not try to go outside of them. We'll see what kind of time he puts in on this first lap. He put in a 120.6. He gets down to a 120.3. let's check in here. Yellow flag sector 2. It looks like that is Maddie who has spun and is going to be out. And then it looks like the McLaren of Noda has spun as well. He is going to be out. Let's tune in with your championship leader, Rolosky, coming around, going into sector 1, and let's just let him take you on a quick lap. Yellow flag sector 2, it looks like that's going to be for Rolosky going slow to get out of the way of, it looks like the Mercedes of WasserSchwein, who is going to be absolutely flinging it going into this third sector. This corner right here is the one that I think is going to give a lot of drivers trouble. You have to come wide and then dip into a late apex. And then the sausage curves, I know, are giving some drivers some trouble, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with those. WasserSchwein looked like he was on a flying lap. Looks like he's going to pit. We'll tune in with JJ, who is coming around the final corner. It looks like he's about to start a flying lap. Insidious disconnecting from the session. Yellow flag sector 3. I don't see anything specific that could be. Looks like we do have a driver missing from the session. It looks like that is going to be Foxxxes, who did not join in for the AlphaTauris. Oh, and that is going to be a spin for JJ, who absolutely clobbers the wall going into the second sector. We'll see if he gets it back going and underway with no issues, but that is going to be that lap ruined. Let's jump on board with AD Gamer and see how he's doing in the Haas. Coming through the third sector. Looks like he's on an out lap. We'll join him and see how his race goes. How his qualifying lap goes. AD Gamer, a driver who has performed pretty strongly, finishing 10th in the last race. In Monaco, he finished in P7 for Haas, only a lap down. He was your driver of the day in Monaco, up 12 places, and then in round 4, still a very strong showing for him, finishing top 10, bringing in 1 point for Haas. Up 5 places. Been a driver that I'm definitely interested to see how he negotiates this circuit and what he does well here. Should be a strong showing from him. Currently P13 in qualifying after putting in a 118.3. I still don't think the 116.7 of Saint-Ex is going to be enough. I think Rolosky's going to come out of the pits and put in something stronger. Again, these drivers during time trial practice were putting in 115s. And AD Gamer has lost his lap for track limits, it looks like. Bartosz getting a little swirly there going into the third sector. It's that late apex. Almost. Still goes a little wide, but is able to hold it together. So far, the fastest he's put together is a 1:17.4. Your championship leader, Rolosky, is on an out lap. Looks like he's coming through the second sector. He's going to get out of the way of the Red Bull. It looks like we'll tune in with the Red Bull, who is still going slow. Nothing too crazy there. We'll tune in with Dave, who is coming out of the pits now. Gamer, who is absolutely flying down on an out lap. We'll see if his teammate's able to stay out of the way. Going in the first corner, if it's going to get... Ooh, almost. That looked a little scary for a second. It's a little slow going through that chicane. However, looks like he's going to get away fine. We'll see what this time puts in. Already back behind. Doesn't look like this is going to be a lap that he's going to want to hold on to. 1.1 seconds up off the leader, so it's not improving any. Looks like that mess up in the third sector is what got him there. Let's check in, see who's out on track. Rolosky, it looks like, is going to be pitting in from his lap. WasserSchwein in a strong third place with a 1:16.878. We'll see if anybody can get up on him with that. Looks like we've got yellow flags going around. I'm not for sure exactly why, though. I don't see anything on track that would tell me yellow flags in the sector. Maybe the marshals are having a beer or something. I don't know. Looks like Luo going around the third sector. Is he prepping for an out lap? Or it looks like this may be a cool down lap. He's going to go for another push. Yellow flag, sector 2, sector 3. Everything's going smooth. Overall, only a couple of cars have really had issues. And there's Owski, who it looks like is spun, and he's trying to get himself back going, keep himself out of the gravel, and get back going straight. He gets back away with no issues. Doesn't look like he compromised anyone's laps. Doesn't look like any of the leaders are going to look to go back out here in the last few minutes, potentially. I say that, and then Debe is putting himself out on track, and he put in a 1:16.8, so he's going to take P2. Very strong lap. We'll see if he gets back around, gets another set of tires, and tries to go for a last-second push for pole. I still don't see most of those top drivers going back out yet. We'll have to see how long they wait to push through. A lap around here is about a minute 20, minute 30. If you're going slow, it could be up to 2 minutes. So we'll kind of see when they decide to go back out and push. And it looks like Rolosky's going to be the first one to blink. He's pushing out on an out lap, coming through the first couple of turns. And for those of you who may be interested in catching up with the action after the fact, I know Saintex has put on a podcast called Foxxxes Talk. You can find it on YouTube, and their first episode was called Ferrari's Master Plan. Very, very good podcast. I do recommend giving it a listen if you like the action you're seeing on track, you like the commentary, and you want to hear a little bit of behind-the-scenes information about what they do on track and what they do in the teams. That would definitely be a good podcast for you to watch. Looking here, Rolosky's coming around. Final corner for his outlap. He's going to push. We'll stay on board with him and see exactly what he can do, unless something else catches my eye down on the mini-map and there's some reason we need to look away. Ferrari coming out of the pits, he's going to pass it, no problem though. Coming down in the first turn, brake late, push it in. Great first couple of corners there. coming around. Looks like his teammate is going to get out of the way with no issues. Foxxxes joining in very late. JJ still does not have a time on the board. Looks like these drivers decided to wait until the very, very last second. I know JJ tried to put a lap and we watched him spin, so it looks like that may have compromised his qualifying if he can't put a lap on the board. Look at Rolosky, though. He is able to rotate that car in ways that it doesn't look like another driver can. He's going to push it through. We'll see if this is going to be good enough to put him into pole. And it looks like it's a 1:16.2. Rolosky has provisional pole. We'll see if anyone can beat him out of that. St. Texas out. Looks like he's on a flyer, 2/10 up in the first sector. St. Texas pushing it around. He's really pushing, trying to find some time. He wants that pole, and he's invalidated his lap, so it's all going to be for nothing. Let's tune in here with Dave, who it looks like is starting his final flyer. I really want to catch up with Foxxxes and see how he's doing on this flyer. This is going to be his one and only lap. It looks like due to connection issues, he pushed himself into a one-shot qualifying, and it looks like his teammate gave him a tow down the straight, so that should be very good for him. We'll see how he pushes it. That is a great apex coming out of him. Still maybe a little wide, but still looking really good. Yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like that's going to be one of the Aston Martins. That is Dave, who has spun, and he has ruined his qualifying there. No chance for him to improve, but still a strong 1:16.8. We'll see what he can do. Qualifying officially over. Checkered flag out. Foxxxes is going to throw it up into P10. And it looks like JJ managed to throw it up for second place. We'll see if he's going to finish his final flying lap and see if he may try to improve or if he's going to call it there. Looks like a lot of drivers are accepting that it is what it is. We'll see if anyone's going for anything here. WasserSchwein maybe trying to put on a final lap. All in all, only a few drivers wrecking out, but overall, very, very good qualifying. WasserSchwein puts it up into P5 with a 1:16.7. McLaren's coming into the pits. Looks like Jack has accepted it is what it is, and he is done for the day. Let's see here. Mathix in the Alpine is going to throw it back around. We'll see if he can improve any. It looks like he is going to go with a 1:17.3, keeping him into P10. Overall, it looks like that is going to be your qualifying session. Rolosky, your championship leader, with a very impressive 1:16.232. JJ with a 1:16.4, and Graxent coming in with a 1:16.639. So it looks like that is going to be your qualifying over. Still a couple cars, it looks like, finishing up their rounds on track. So overall, a very strong qualifying session. No surprise there, Rolosky, your championship leader, is going to put himself into first place. JJ in the Ferrari, after spinning in the middle of the qualifying session, 2/10 down in second with a 1:16.4. Graxent's going to be in third place with a 1:16.6. St. Tex in the Ferrari with a 1:16.7. WasserSchwein is a 1:16.7 as well, only 5.5 tenths down. Dave in P6, Barthez in P7, Noda P8, Jack P9, Mathix P10, Foxxxes in P11, Matty 12, Bartosh 13th, 80 Gamer 14th, Vixie 15th. You know, we really need to see these drivers have a strong showing. Predicted pit stop strategy powered by AWS. It looks like everyone's going to be pushing for a two-stop, either soft, medium, or soft, medium, hard. We'll have to see how that works out. Going back over your starting grid, it's going to be Rolosky in P1 with JJ in P2, Grax at P3, Sametex in P4, WasserSchwein P5, Dave in P6, Barthez P7, Noda in P8. The McLarens looking to go side by side in the beginning. Jack in P9 for the Red Bull. Mathix in the Alpine in P10. Matty in the Williams in P11. Bartosz in P12. 80 Gamer in P13. We'll see how many places he wants to try to make up this week. A driver who does very good at finding himself up the grid. Vixie in P14. P15 is Owski. Insidious in 16th. Luo in 17th. Gamer in 18th, the substitute driver in the Aston Martin. He's going to be looking just to have a consistent race. Predicted pit stop strategy. They're saying medium to hards on a one-stop, two-stop, soft, medium. Crazy Boy in 19th. The Fixian is going to be pulling up the rear of the pack after joining in late in P20. A lot of these drivers, their main goal is going to be just to get away well. If you're new to the FRL series, you're looking at one full qualifying session of 18 minutes, followed by a 50% race. The drivers are allowed to run some assist, and safety cars are enabled, so they can be deployed when needed due to crashes. Full damage is allowed as well, so these drivers can total their cars out. And all it would take from some of these drivers is just one little slip up, and they can ruin their race. And as we saw in the intro highlights, you can ruin other people's races as well. That amazing clip from, I believe it was Gradix, where he spins into his teammate and then cuts across and absolutely smacks the front of a Ferrari coming through the turn. That was during one of their practice sessions this week. I know these drivers have been practicing hard, so we'll have to see how it all comes together. Looks like the final driver is lining up. The Fixian is in his grid spot. We'll jump in with your leaders. It's 5 red lights, and we are underway for this Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona. It looks like the drivers are going to get away well. Ferraris are side by side. Rolosky is gone. Grax in second place in the Red Bull. It looks like they are going to push it hard going into turn 1. Oh, the Ferraris hit each other and they're going to spin. It looks like that is going to be Sametex who is going to drop, and he is going to be out of the Grand Prix. Yellow flag straight out of the way. But it looks like Rolosky is going to be your leader. Graxton getting up into P2. JJ going down into P3. WasserSchwein in P4. Noda's up 3 places. Bartosz is up 6. Mathix is up 3. And we got a spin in the back. It looks like that is going to be one of the Haas drivers. Looks like that is Crazy Boy who was spun there. Gamer is up into 18th. Rolosky, though, your championship leader, getting away very well. We've got another yellow flag out in Sector 2. It looks like that is going to be the Mercedes of Vixie. He is spun as well. Not the race that Crazy Boy or Vixie wanted. They'll be able to recover, though, I'm sure. Jumping back in, your leader, Rolosky, he is going. He is gone. Building up a 1 second interval straight off the first lap on Graxit and P2 in the Red Bull. JJ in P3 for the Ferrari. P4 is WasserSchwein for the Mercedes. Noda in P5. Looks like the McLarens, after starting side by side, they have dropped back. It looks like the Williams have gotten away very well, and Rolosky is going to set your first lap at a 1:22.7. I'm sure those lap times will come way down though. Jumping in, let's see what's happening here on track. Jack in P10. We'll pick up with him and see what he can put together here. It looks like all the drivers are maintaining a pretty solid gap. We'll jump in with Crazy Boy, who it looks like is pushing to get past Luo very hard. Yellow flag in Sector 1. That is the McLaren of Barthez, who is spun. Looks like he's going to get that going. Vixie, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane will add to his trouble after spinning in that first corner. Debe is down 11 places. Looks like he has replaced some wing damage. We'll see how he can recover from this drive. Putting on mediums, he will have to stop again in this race. Vixie is away. Let's see what he put on. I believe he put on mediums as well. These drivers are going to have to stop again. Mathix putting on the hard. He's going to shoot for the long game and try to finish this race up strong. So after 1-2 laps of this race, it looks like your championship leader, Rolosky, is going to try to push away with a 1.9 second gap. JJ in second place, pushing to try to get away from the Mercedes. Yellow flag in sector 3. Looks like that is going to be... Let's see if we can figure out who that was really quick. Looks like that was the Red Bull of Graxent, potentially, or the Aston Martin Gamer. Aston Martin definitely not going to want to remember this race, down in 16th and 17th. Looks like Jack and AD Gamer have passed each other there. Jack pushing his way in front of the Haas. Let's tune in with Noda in the McLaren, who's trying to get around the Mercedes. We'll see if he's able to make anything stick coming through. Lots of very close battles happening on track already. Noda only 3/10 behind. It looks like he's going to try to make something stick. Looks like he's going to get a better into the corner, but it looks like WasserSchwein gets a better out of the corner. We'll see if he can make anything happen here in the next to final turn. And it looks like the Ferrari of JJ has spun around. We'll see if he has any damage or if he needs to pit again. Rejoins the track. Looks like he is going to get away well, so it looks like he's going to maintain. He's still dropped down 5 places, but it's definitely played a game of damage limitation. Rolosky putting in a 120.4 on the soft tire. He's absolutely trying to push away on this race. Insidious is going to try to push and get around the Ferrari, who is still not back up to speed after his little spin there in the final sector. He's going to try to push up the inside. We'll see if he can make anything happen there, and it looks like he gets the pass done before they even get to turn 1. Very good job from the Alfa Romeo driver. We'll see if he can hold some consistency there and then bring home some points for his team. Owski in P11, the other Alfa Romeo driver, we'll see if he can push his way up into any of the points finishing places. Maddie in the Williams is up to P4. Looks like he's driving a very, very solid race. He's going to look for just some consistency to bring some points home for his team. Williams currently 4th in the Constructors' standings. If they can finish like this, that would bring home some great points to help them against their push in competing with Ferrari. Wow, if I could get words to work here. WasserSchwein 7/10 behind on Noda. Looks like Noda is going to try to push and make a gain on Rolosky. He needs to make up 2.8 seconds, and it looks like he's maintaining the gap, though. The gap might be coming down slightly. We'll see how much he can push and get through. Looks like the Ferrari of JJ has spun again in the 3rd sector. Looks like that chicane in the 3rd sector is really catching some of those drivers out. Looks like we have another spin there. It looks like AD Gamer getting caught out there in the next to last corner. Oh, no, and he's going to spin again. Add insult to injury there. We'll see if he can get it back going, get underway. Looks like he's got going. Debe has retired from the session after spinning in the 3rd sector. We'll see if we can pick up here with Vixie and see if we can see what happened to his car there. And it looks like he's just cut it wide, and safety car has been deployed. All right, so let's take a few seconds and regroup here. After 5 laps in, it looks like it is Rolosky to Noda to WasserSchwein to Maddie to Jack. The Fixian is up 14 places in the AlphaTauri. We knew they were strong, but that strong of a showing this early in the race, definitely going to be interesting to see where he finishes it up. Insidious in the Alfa Romeo in P7, having a very, very strong race for him. Bartosz in P8, Owski in P9, and then Barthez in the McLaren in P10. JJ in the Ferrari is down in 13th after dropping 11 places after having 2 identical spins in the 3rd sector. And then Graxit in the Red Bull having a not-so-stellar race. He is down 15 places currently. Let's see how many people plan on pitting here. Rolosky's in, Noda's going to be in, WasserSchwein's going to be in, Maddie is going to stay out, so the Williams will assume the lead of the race currently. Jack is going to stay out, so it looks like just your front 3 are going to pit. Looks like Rolosky's going on mediums, Noda's going on mediums, and WasserSchwein is going on mediums as well. It looks like a lot of the back cars are going to pit. The Fixian's coming in, getting off the softs. We'll see if he decides to go for a 2-stop on medium or a 1-stop on hard. Looks like he's going to go on to mediums. It looks like some of these drivers are going to prefer a two-stop. Oh, looks like Alfa Romeo is going to put Insidious on hards, and the Alfa Romeo's double stacking in the pit lane. Playing a split strategy, they're going to put Insidious on the hards, and then they're putting Owski on the mediums. We'll see if Owski can make those tires last to the end. However, your current race leader is going to be Maddie. Looking here, we'll see Maddie and Jack have both still not stopped. Luo and Gamer have still not stopped as well. 80 Gamer's currently in the pits. It looks like only 4 drivers not taking advantage of that safety car to stop. Maddie's on the mediums. We'll see how old his tires are, 5 laps. So he will have to come off of those. It looks like he's going to try to play a long game, though. He may try to do the one-stop medium to hard. Maybe he just thinks it's not the right time to go ahead and stop. Graxon getting a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. If you're just joining us, you have missed an eventful first 7 laps. Safety car currently out. Maddie in P1, 10 places up. Jack in P2, 7 places up. But both of these drivers have not pitted, and they're on the medium tire. So they will have to pit in at some point and give up those positions. Rolosky in P3 after starting on pole. However, he is pitted on a fresh set of mediums, so I'd imagine with his pace advantage, that won't go very long. Noda in P4. WasserSchwein in P5, Luo in P6, Gamer in P7, both of them up 11 places. Foxxxes is up 12 places after starting at the rear of the pack. Insidious is in 9th place, putting on a strong showing for Alfa Romeo. He is up 7 places. Bartosz is up 2. Barthez is down 4 in the McLaren. Crazy Boy is up 7 in the Haas. Owski is up 2. JJ, after having 2 identical spins in the 3rd sector, is going to be down 12 places. Mathix is down 5. 80 Gamer down 3. And the real loser of this race is going to be Graxon, who is down 15 and a lap down. Safety car is going to be in this lap. We'll see how the drivers go back in and put this all together. Let's jump in with Rolosky, who is your championship leader, and then we'll go ahead and jump on with Maddie. He's going to take assumption of the control of the field. Safety car is going to be in. It's going to pull away. He's going to be bringing the drivers around the final way. It'll be up to him when he wants to jump. We'll see if he tries to push early, which would give the Red Bulls a tow, or if he's going to try to jump later to the line and try to buy himself a little bit of time to try to hold this lead for longer. I will tell you, for him, it is definitely a scary sight when you see those 2 Red Bulls right behind you weaving together. We'll see when he decides to get underway. Looks like he's going to wait till the last possible second, and he is going to push it, and he is underway, and it looks like he caught Jack off guard. Pushing down, yellow flag in Sector 3. It looks like the rear of the field is just getting away slow. We'll see if there's anything happening in the background here. Looks like it's going to be Rolosky and Noda is going to take advantage, and then he's not going to be able to make it stick, which is going to put Rolosky holding on to P3. Noda's not going to give up on it, though. He's going to try to come around, but can't make anything stick. WasserSchwein's going to try to take advantage of it, though. It looks like he can't make anything stick either. Back in the back, you've got Foxxxes, who is right on top of Luo, who's going to try to make something happen. The Haas is trying to look around and take advantage of it as well. Nothing's sticking for any of these drivers. Foxxxes is going to try to dive on the inside, but has to cede the position there. Let's see if he tries to throw anything else into the next turn. Doesn't look like it. And a very uneventful restart. Jumping in, Insidious in P10. Bartosz is in P11, Owski in P12. We'll see if he can make anything happen. Looks like JJ in the Ferrari had a look there on Owski, but couldn't make anything stick. Jumping back up here in the front of the field, you've got Maddie and Jack. It looks like Maddie is holding on extremely well. Going through, Rolosky is in P3. Jack is in P2 there. And coming around after your restart, Maddie is going to maintain his lead. Rolosky gets his way around Noda. It's going to be up. And it looks like we've had a massive spin around. Looks like that is going to be Jack and WasserSchwein that have been involved in that. Looks like they're both going to get underway. However, that is going to hurt both of their races. 80 Gamer isn't able to get around the Mercedes, though, and take advantage. So it looks like WasserSchwein's going to be into P13. You look away for a split second, and then all carnage is going to break loose. All right, so your front four drivers, Maddie, Rolosky, Noda, Foxxxes. Looks like Foxxxes going to try to make up his gap. He's got 3.9 seconds to try to make up on Noda in order to make a pass happen. We'll see if he's able to make that up. Noda is less than a second behind Rolosky. Rolosky is less than a second behind on Maddie. We've got a yellow flag back in Sector 3. It looks like that is going to be JJ, who has spun around third sector again. That is the third time he's spun in the exact same location. JJ winning in Season 2, and it looks like Season 3 is just not going to be his season. After both Ferraris double DNFing at their home Grand Prix, they both were looking for a stronger finish than this. Saintex has already DNF'd, and it looks like JJ is just not having a good race himself. Jack is in the pits. It looks like he's serving out a time penalty. It looks like he's going to switch to another set of hard tires. Maddie, your race leader, is holding on very, very well. Looks like he is pushing towards Graxon. It's going to be the first car to be lapped. We'll see if getting up to the lap cars is going to do anything for these drivers' races. Rolosky looked like he was going to have a peek up the inside there. Didn't think about it twice, though, and put himself back in the line. The top three only separated by half a second. Graxon puts in the fastest lap of the race so far. He puts in a 119.5. And Rolosky is going to get around Maddie in the Williams. Rolosky going through. Noda's going to also push that through as well. And Noda thought about having a look on Rolosky as well and decided against it. Couldn't make it stick before the corner. So that is going to be Maddie down into P3. Rolosky picks up his lead again after starting on pole and working his way back through, taking advantage of the safety car and making a pit stop. Noda is in second place, but I don't think he's going to let Rolosky go. He's going to continue to push and try to make something happen here. Foxxxes' birthday, by the way. Shout out Foxxxes and happy birthday to him. Having a very, very great birthday present of a race here. Maybe not connecting was not the best birthday present, but this recovery drive that he is putting on that will possibly put him into the podium places, that would be a birthday present that I would personally want. Noda is 0.6 of a second behind Rolosky coming around into the final corner. We'll see if he can get a better run on this and then push his way up down the first sector. The lap car Graxon is not getting out of the way, it seems like. Looks like Noda is having a run down into the first corner. He is only 0.4 away, but not close enough to make anything happen with DRS. Looks like he may try to get a better run out of the first two corners, though, and see if he can make something stick coming around. Maddie in P3 has not lost touch with the top two cars, though. He is still putting on a strong drive on those 12-lap-old medium tires. We'll see when he decides to pit in. Foxxxes in P4 has 4 seconds to make up, 4 and some change. Barthez is in P5. He has 4.5 seconds to make up on Foxxxes. Crazy Boy in the Haas in P6 with a very, very strong showing. He is putting on a defensive masterclass against WasserSchwein in P7, who is doing everything to try to get past Crazy Boy. And it looks like he finally did make something happen. Maybe some connection issues there for Crazy Boy. Luo is in P8. He is going to try to make something happen there as well. Bartosz is in P9 and the other Williams. Both Williams up in the points-paying places. Insidious in P10 holding on to that last point for Alfa Romeo. 80 Gamer trying to put a block on JJ in the Ferrari. JJ's going to make it look so easy, though, and go around the inside of the curve. Looks like he is trying to put on a recovery masterclass to only rival Foxxxes. It looks like we have a yellow flag, sector 3. Don't see exactly what that could be. Does look like that Jack has went into the pits though. Graxent with a DNF. Oh no, that's Graxent who's DNF'd and Jack is in the pits. These top two drivers are absolutely battling it out today, though. It's been impressive to watch. Doesn't look like McLaren want to give Rolosky any sort of space to breathe, so they're pushing as hard as they can, just waiting on Rolosky to slip up. However, such a consistent driver, he may not. JJ, it looks like wrecking, and safety car has been deployed. We'll see if we can pick up and see what happened to JJ. Here with Jack, we'll see if we can see what happened. Looks like he just spun and lost it. Going through the middle sector there. Ferrari. Oh no, this is not what you want to see for the Ferrari drivers. As long as Williams stay consistent, it looks like they will have no problem passing Ferrari in the Constructors' Championships, especially if Matty maintains himself in a podium finishing place. Williams will have the jump on them, but it looks like right now your AlphaTauris are going to be 1 and 2 with Matty taking a pit stop here. We'll see what tires he's decided to put on. Coming off of those 14 lap all mediums, he's going to put on hards, it looks like, and try to go to the end of the race. 80 Gamer's going to get past him, though. Matty's going to come out in P7. He is able to stay ahead of the Alpine. So after 14 laps, Rolosky, your championship leader, your pole sitter for this race, has himself right back up in first place. Foxxxes, after starting at the rear of the pack, up into P2. An absolutely impressive drive from the AlphaTauri driver. However, he has only pitted once, and he's on a set of medium, so I believe he's going to have to stop again. P3, the Mercedes of WasserSchwein, who is carrying a penalty, but overall having a very strong drive. Noda in P4, who has shown impressive pace, and I don't anticipate he's going to stay in P4 for long. 80 Gamers in P5, very, very strong driver from the Haas driver, so we'll definitely see what happens with him. P6 is Owski in the Alfa Romeo, who is having a very strong race, seeing if he can put the first points up for Alfa Romeo in the Constructors' Championship. Matty is in P7 in the Williams. It would be great if he could bring it back after holding up in the lead for a while and then holding third place. I definitely would say he's a driver to watch. Mathic's in P8, Barthez in P9, Crazy Boy is in P10, Luo is in P11, Insidious in P12. He's going to be pushing to try to get himself up, so that way he could put more points on the board for Alfa Romeo. P13 is going to be Bartosz, and P14 is going to be Jack. We've had 6 drivers DQ so far. Gamer 2021, who was the substitute driver, who was having a very, very good race. JJ has disqualified after having multiple spins. Graxent is in P17 and has DNF'd. Vixie's in P18 with a DNF. Debe is in P19 with a DNF. And Saintex, the other Ferrari driver, is in P20 with a DNF. So both Aston Martin and Ferrari will not have a driver finish this race. And for Red Bull, it looks like they're not going to have a strong showing either. You're P2 in the Constructors, but it looks like they're not going to be able to do a lot this week unless Jack is able to put something together. Owski's in the pits. It looks like he came off of his tires and he put on another set of mediums to see if he can push those to the end of the Grand Prix. Safety car will be in this lap, and you've got to wonder, some of these drivers, what they're going to have going through their heads in terms of a race strategy. Rolosky's on 8 lap-old mediums, but we have another 18 laps to go, so you got to wonder, can the mediums last that long? And Noda is on fresh hards after the safety car, so he's going to be pushing to see if he can make it go through. Rolosky is going to be taking control of the field as the safety car comes in. We'll see exactly what he can make happen there. His teammate Foxxxes in P2 is going to be a great stop. We'll see if he tries to jump his teammate and go into the lead, or if he's just going to play second wingman to the championship leader and try to hold things back and make sure that his teammate can get going. Noda gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with AD Gamer. You can see what happened there, but we are back underway. We have, for a split second, it said yellow flag all sectors. I was not sure what happened there. Maddie gets a 3-second time penalty. I'm going to imagine that's for corner cutting. Looks like back in the back of the field, we have a strong battle going on here. Jack battling his way back up to 12th for me in last place. He's going to continue to push and try to get himself around. He's pushing to try to get around the Alfa Romeo of Insidious. It looks like he is going to make something stick here. They are side by side going in the turn. It looks like he is going to have the inside, so he's going to take the advantage. Jack up into P11 there. It looks like they're going to be looking at Luo in the Alpine, see if they can make something happen. Jumping back up with your leader. It looks like Rolosky's in P1, Foxxxes in P2. And it looks like they are just sticking right behind each other. They're going to try to build a strong gap to the rest of the pack. WasserSchwein is in P3. He's only got a 10th. He's going to try to look around the outside of Foxxxes, but can't make anything happen there. Looks like he's going to buy his time and see if he can take advantage. Noda in P4. Having a strong race for McLaren there. AD Gamer in P5. And that has very impressive drive from him, you have to say. We'll see if there's anything happening here. Bartosz is getting past. It looks like Jack has pushed his way back up into P10. And we'll see if Bartosz and the Williams is going to try to make anything happen. Gets a little swirly there going into the final corner. Lap 17 coming around, and we have Rolosky and Foxxxes in P1 and P2. It looks like Alpha Tower are probably playing team orders to hold themselves in place. AD Gamer gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I'd imagine that's corner cutting as well. Mercedes WasserSchwein in P3. He is starting to have a little bit of a gap built up against the cars in front. Looks like WasserSchwein is only 2/10 behind Foxxxes, and we'll see if he's able to make anything stick here. He's going to have a look up the inside, but not be able to make anything happen. Yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like that is going to be the Alfa Romeo of Owski, who's spun. Looks like he's able to get it back going underway, though. No issue, no harm, no foul, but that is going to be very detrimental for his race. We'll see if he has any damage. I can't tell from this camera view. I don't see any issues on the front wing, but we'll see if he pits. So it's Rolosky on Foxxxes, on WasserSchwein, on Noda, on AD Gamer, on Maddie, on Crazy Boy. And it looks like this battle right here for 5th, 6th, and 7th is going to get really interesting here in the next couple laps. Bartha is only 2/10 behind Mathis. We'll see if he can make anything happen here into turn 1. Still no DRS. Looks like he's going to have a peek around the outside. The Alpine's going to dive on the inside, and it looks like he's going to get him around the outside there. P9 is his for the taking. Looks like further up. AD Gamer has gotten past Maddie, is going to continue to push his way around. Maddie isn't going to let him go that easy, though. Foxxxes half a second off his teammate Rolosky. WasserSchwein half a second off of Foxxxes. Noda is only about half a second off of WasserSchwein. So it looks like the top 4 all very close together. We'll see if they can make anything happen, or if we're going to have a big DRS train coming our way. Oh, the Red Bull gets pushed wide there. It looks like he was trying to make something happen on the Haas, and he's going to try to dive it up the inside here. Is he going to be able to make that stick? Jack is trying really hard. They're 2x2 coming through here. And it looks like the Haas of Crazy Boy is going to have the inside. He tried to get it around the Williams, couldn't make it stick. And it looks like Red Bull and Haas are going to have a repeat of last week. They're pushing their way around, coming through the final corners, going into the chicanes. Nothing's happened. And it looks like Crazy Boy is going to have a little tap on Jax there in the rear end. Jax is going to get away. Crazy Boy not able to make it stick, but wow, what a series of corners from them. Looks like the Williams and Matty is going to be trying to make a push there around 80 Gamer. He's going to make that stick with DRS open. Jack is going to take advantage well and get 80 Gamer. And it looks like coming around, Jack is still not done though. Is he going to try to make something happen on Matty? And it looks like they've all settled down. They're back into place. Nothing crazy happening here. Your front four are only separated by half a second, but your front four have a 4.5 second gap on P5. And then from P5 back to P10, it's only about half a second to 1 second gaps. Then you have Bartosz in P11, who has 1.5 seconds on the Alpine. Luo is 5 seconds back. And then I've commentator cursed the Alfa Romeos. I'm going to stop mentioning when people are having good races, because Owski is back in 13th and City is back in 14th. And you've got to wonder, if you are these leading cars here, let's look and see what their pit stops are. So Noda has 2 stops, so he could possibly make it to the end of the race. I believe he is on hard tires. He took hard tires out of the safety car. But your top 3 are on 12-lap old mediums. Are they going to try to make this happen on this set of mediums? Because they would have to put another 13 laps on top of 13 laps. So 26 laps on mediums at Barcelona. I don't know that they can make that happen, which would mean Noda would run away with this race with Matty in P2 and the Williams. But I did also say that the Ferraris could make a no-stop happen at Monaco, and they did make that happen. So don't take anything I say to heart. Looks like the front 4 have just hooked up on a big DRS train. WasserSchwein is the closest out of the 4, with only about 0.3 of a second on Rolosky. And it looks like Rolosky and Foxxxes have played team orders potentially in reversed. Rolosky slow and dropping back. I don't see any wing damage on his car, so I'm not sure if maybe this was just planned or if it was something they just decided to do. We'll have to look and see. It looks like WasserSchwein in the Mercedes is going to be pushing to try to get around. He's going to dive around the outside and have absolutely no issues getting around Rolosky, your championship leader. Rolosky's going to have a peek up the inside. He may have tried to get something back. We'll see if he's able to make anything happen later. I don't believe Rolosky has damage, but I could absolutely be wrong. Looks like a little more space. Bartosz in the Williams is only about half a second behind on Barthez. We'll see if they're able to make anything happen there. Let's check back in with your leaders, though. Rolosky is only a 10th off of WasserSchwein. He's going to try to push and make something happen. He has the inside of the curve here. And he is going to absolutely make that stick. What an impressive pass from your championship leader. Are they trying to call team orders again here and let Foxxxes go behind Rolosky? I can't imagine they'd do that with the Mercedes so close behind. Maybe they switched because Rolosky is better at defending. Once again, I kind of wonder if all this is for nothing, though, because of the fact that the top 3 are on medium tires, and those tires are going to be over 20 laps old by the end of the race. Because they're already 15 laps in, they have another 11 laps to go. So that's 27 laps on the medium tires. I can't imagine they're going to be able to make that happen. I'm trying to see if anyone can tell me if it's going to happen, but I'm genuinely not sure. These front 4 are still just neck and neck, only 0.3 separating each of them. Meanwhile, the rest of the field, other than the top four, have spaced out pretty well with around 1 to 2 seconds separating everyone, except for Bartosz, who is still trying to get around Barthez. We'll jump in here with Rolosky, and it looks like Foxxxes is going to be the first of the leaders to blink and go back into the pits. We'll see what he does with his tires. That is going to give up the lead to Rolosky, who's going to continue to push. There is forecasted rain at the end of the race, so I'll be curious if they're trying to stay out and hope for rain and see if they can get away with one less pit stop to get on the inners. Looks like Foxxxes doesn't think he can make it happen, though, so he's going to go ahead and take advantage and go into the pits. WasserSchwein in P2, looks like he's got around 0.6 of a second, 0.7 of a second to try to make up. Noda in P3 with half a second behind WasserSchwein. Let's see here. Foxxxes came out P9, and Jack puts in the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 1:18. However, he's in P12, so unless he can make up 2 spots, that fastest lap will be all for nothing for him. Noda only half a second back on WasserSchwein. WasserSchwein is about a second back on Rolosky. We'll see who's going to blink here and if anyone's going to take advantage of the pits now. Maybe AlphaTauri playing the team strategy, pitting the leader first. Rolosky coming in next lap. Yellow flag in Sector 3. That is going to be the Haas of Crazy Boy. We'll see if we can jump in and see what happened. And it looks like both Rolosky and WasserSchwein are going to go ahead and pit. Crazy Boy's back up and underway. No issues, it looks like, for him. Bartosz is going to take a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. We have yellow flags in Sector 2 and Sector 3. Looks like that may have been one of the Alfa Romeos getting a little loose there. Yep, you can see the dust from the gravel on his car, but he is back underway. No issues there. Let's check in and see what Rolosky did. Rolosky going on to another set of mediums. WasserSchwein going on to mediums as well, so they are going to finish this race out on the medium tires. Only 9 laps to go here in your Spanish Grand Prix. Looks like Bartosz is going to be trying to make a move on Barthez, only half a second back on him. So your leaders right now are going to be the Williams and the McLarens. What a wonderful top 4. However, I wouldn't discount Rolosky or Foxxxes, both extremely strong, extremely talented drivers who I believe can push their way back up through the field, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Bartosz now has a second gap. He may drop back a little bit just to conserve his tires. We'll jump in with Crazy Boy, who is only 3/10 behind Mathix. We'll see if he can make anything happen. Barthez is getting a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Looks like so far, other than Rolosky and Foxxxes, which are teammates, this is going to be your closest battle on track. Crazy Boy and Mathix. Crazy Boy about 8/10 back, not going to be able to make anything happen on this lap. We'll see if he can push the gap and then go into second place. Let's jump in with your race leader, Noda. Having a very, very solid drive in his McLaren. We'll see if that rain is expected to show up anytime soon here. It looks like the clouds are changing a little bit. The sky is getting a little dark. However, 8 laps to go. We'll have to see how the weather plays in. We know in Monaco it was a fully wet race. And then last race, I can't remember what the weather was, honestly. Last race, it was sunny the whole time, no issues with rain. However, rain could play a factor into this race, so we'll see how the drivers react. Noda pushing through. It looks like he is 6/10 off the fastest lap of Jack. Shows you just how impressive the Red Bull driver is. Yellow flag in Sector 3. That is Crazy Boy, who it looks like has spun. He is going to get back going underway. Looks like it's that same corner that caught JJ out that's caught Crazy Boy right there. And it looks like we're going to have a big battle going through right here. Foxxxes and Rolosky taking their way around Mathix. It looks like Mathix may have pit for fresh tires there. We'll check and see really quick and see. No, it looks like Mathix may have just had a moment and gotten slow. He is on 23 lap old hard tires. Looks like Crazy Boy is pitted in for inners. Looks like he may be trying to take a gamble thinking that it's going to be wet enough for... Interesting. We'll see if that benefits him in the end. He'll definitely have to manage tire temps in order to make that one work for him. Meanwhile, your top four, Noda on Matty, on Barthez, on Bartosz. And they are all just maintaining a consistent gap. Foxxxes and Rolosky, the two teammates who are both 5.5 seconds back. We'll say both of them are 5.5 seconds back because you know if one goes through, the other one's going to pull with. Mathix is around a second back from WasserSchwein, and he is trying to make something happen there. Rolosky down in P12 is around a second back from AD Gamer. Looks like he is definitely going to try to push in order to make something happen here near the end of this race. Yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like that is going to be Crazy Boy, and he is DNF from the session. We have a safety car with 7 laps to go. We'll see if we can pick up with your race leader, Noda, in order to see what happened. This definitely makes things interesting, because if there is rain expected, then we'll see how this handles. Looks like Crazy Boy may have just went to the inners too early and spun. All right, safety car. 6 laps to go. If you were thinking about going anywhere because you thought this race was over, I recommend you don't. I recommend you sit still, you hang out, and we'll see how the end of this race goes. We'll give the safety car a lap to catch up to the pack. Will we have just a 3-lap shootout? Because if the safety car is out now, it'll go around for a couple of laps at least, so we'll probably have a 3-lap shootout. Looks like some drivers are going to go into the pits for a last-second Hail Mary here. Mathix is in for, it looks like, a set of softs to finish off his race. WasserSchwein went to a set of inners. Do they think it's going to rain with only a couple laps to go? This could be the master strategy. Luo is going to be in for a set of softs, and we'll see what Rolosky decides to do. You can see that left tire definitely breaking apart. He's going to a set of inners as well. If it's raining and we're just not seeing it, potentially. If it is, though, that means some of these drivers are definitely going to be caught out, such as Noda. All of your race leaders are going to be very caught out, being on hard tires. This could completely flip your grid and flip how this race is going to finish. Still waiting on the grid to bundle up here. How did Noda and Matty get in front of the safety car? Is this just a glitch in the game? What? So is the safety car in, or is it letting cars? I'm very confused as to what's happening right now. I'm trying to see if I've missed something somewhere for what's happening. Is it regrouping them? Or are we under green flag racing and the game is just glitched for me? Because it looks like the safety car had a green light on it when it pulled over. We'll see if the safety car is still showing on track. And it does look like it's starting to rain, so did the people on inners make a great call here? Yeah, no, the safety car is on track. Okay. That was interesting. Yeah, and we do have raindrops coming through Sector 1. I'll have to check with the drivers after the race to see exactly what just happened there. 3 laps to go, and it looks like we may have just a 1 or 2 lap shootout to finish the race. Or are the drivers going to try to push it and just finish the race on their regular compound tires? Let's check and see who's on what tires right now. So it looks like if all the other drivers have to pit, WasserSchwein, 80 Gamer, and Owski are the only ones that are on intermediate tires currently. I don't know that the hard tire can cope with any amount of water. The medium potentially, which would put Rolosky and Foxxxes in a great spot. But then we know the soft tire may cope better than the intermediate, so that would put pretty much 7th place back in an absolutely impressive spot. And yeah, it looks like we're only going to have a 2-lap shootout here. Are we just having like a spa moment here? Or are we going to finish the race under safety car? Because this is not what these drivers are going to be wanting right now with this rain coming down. Because it may, especially being behind safety car, the track's not going to have any opportunity to try to push water away. And this may actually mess up their race. You can see the drivers on hard struggling to put any sort of heat into their tires. Safety car is going to be in this lap, which means we're going to have a 2-lap shootout here for the end of the race. So we'll be very interested to see what happens, or if any drivers are going to struggle with a wet track to keep their cars on the track. Doesn't look like any drivers are going to blink, and they're all just going to try to push to finish. You can see that the track is visibly wet. So we'll definitely keep our eyes out and see if any of the drivers struggle. Don't go anywhere, because you have 2 laps of absolute chaos that are about to happen. So let's see here. Noda's going to take control, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and push away early. So we are back under flag with 2 laps to go in this Spanish Grand Prix. So it looks like Noda's going to push away, and it looks like Maddie wasn't expecting him to go so early. So he gets about 7/10 of a second jump. Barthez in P3, Rolosky in P4, Foxxxes in P5, Jack in P6. He's going to try to get around Foxxxes, and it looks like he makes that stick. Foxxxes misses it. He has to go over the sausage curb and give up the position. Rolosky is trying to push to get around the McLaren Barthez, and it looks like Foxxxes has went off. The wet conditions are not suitable for these dry compound tires. Lots of drivers seeing issues. Noda is trying to hold it together, but you can see how visibly slow they are in the lead. It looks like the drivers who went on intermediates or on a fresh set of softs may have gambled very well. Barthez in the back, who just absolutely cannot make it happen. Alski is going to absolutely push around. Insidious struggling to get any grip. This is looking to be like a real-life Russian Grand Prix in your FRL league. Noda's coming around. It looks like he's somehow managing to hold on to it. WasserSchwein's going to push to get around Jack. It looks like they're going 3 wide again. These racers absolutely love to go 3 wide coming through, and it's absolutely, and it looks like it's because WasserSchwein went on intermediate, so he's able to make everything happen. We have a yellow flag back, and it looks like that is going to be the Red Bull of Jack, who has absolutely spun it around, and he is on soft compound tires, so you can just tell it's not suitable. Look at Foxxxes going off. They just cannot make anything stick. I have seen nothing like this in league racing before. Barthez spins around on hard compound tires. He can't make it stick. It looks like the drivers are going to have to pit. So AD Gamer going on the intermediates early, making a gamble that has absolutely paid off. The Haas of AD Gamers in the lead. WasserSchwein is coming around trying to push around Noda. Noda is trying to still make it happen on his hard compound tires. You can see the spray coming off. WasserSchwein just flies past him like it's nothing. Rolosky on mediums. I don't know that he'll be able to make anything happen, but he is going to try. Alski in the Alfa Romeo with no front wing on a set of intermediates in P5. Mathix in P6, and you can see how ginger they're being on softs. Jack has wrecked, and he is going to be retired from the session. Looks like he hit the wall, couldn't make it happen. I believe he was on dry compound tires. He was on a set of softs. You can tell just how bad this track has went down during that safety car with the extra lap under safety car. Meanwhile, AD Gamer is up 4.1 seconds. What a gamble from Haas that he was able to make stick. I cannot believe it. I apologize for doubting him and thinking that wasn't going to work. Insidious in the Alfa Romeo spins it in Sector 1 going into Sector 2. Meanwhile, AD Gamer coming around Sector 3. Just a few more corners to make it happen. It looks like, and Rolosky, your championship leader, spins it. He's still out on medium compound tires trying to make it happen. Meanwhile, you have all that happening, and AD Gamer in the Haas is gonna win the Spanish Grand Prix in your FRL League round 5. Absolute gamble going on intermediates, and he made it work. I did not think that was going to be what he needed to do, and he absolutely did it. The safety car is staying out extra laps, let the rain come down. WasserSchwein is going to be in P2, also going on intermediate tires. Alski in the Alfa Romeo in P3, bringing it home. Bartosz in P4 in the Williams, also bringing it home. Mathix in P6, Noda in P5, Rolosky in P7. Luo is going to be in P8, Foxxxes in P9, Maddie in P10 bringing it back around. Barthez in P11, Insidious in P12, who is still struggling to get around the third sector on his soft compound tires. What a finish to this race. I was not expecting this at all. Wow. All I can say is wow. Absolutely impressive. AD Gamer Driver of the Day as it's deserved. Wow. What a gamble from Haas, and it absolutely paid off. Going on the intermediates early when no one else was, watching his tire temps under safety car for a couple laps, and then it starts raining and it catches everyone off guard. Wow. What a well-deserved win. AD Gamer, what a well-deserved win. WasserSchwein, what a well-deserved podium. An Alfa Romeo in the points. On the podium. You can't be mad at that. What a race. What a race. What a round 5. This is going to be one for the highlights. that last 2 laps. Just cut out how it is. Just play the last 2 laps. From safety car from like lap 29 over. And tell me if you expected that to happen like that. Because I did not. Your top 4 going on intermediates. AD Gamer going on intermediates on lap 30. Still under safety car. It didn't look like it was raining. WasserSchwein going on to intermediates on lap 29. I mean, who would have thought to go then? What a race. Wow. What a way for that round 5 to end. I was not prepared for that. I mean, like, I was not expecting that. However, I know there was some drama in the first lap, so I'm very interested to see what comes out of that. So be sure to tune in tomorrow when we get the official finishing places, see what kind of penalties were handed out, because I know there's going to be some discussion over tonight and tomorrow about what happened in that race. But just give it up for AD Gamer, man. Just give it up for him. Anyways, that is going to be your round 5 summed up. I'm still in shock. Wow. What a race. Anyways, that's going to do it for your round 5 of the Spanish Grand Prix for your FRL Series Season 3. Tune in next week. Where are we even going next week? I still can't get over that race. Next week, what are we doing next week? Next week is France. Should be a very, very great race. I'm excited to see. We'll see if weather plays a part in it like it has the past few races, or we'll see if the drivers just get to go and push on some pure pace. Same time, same place next week. Be sure to join. You won't regret it. And I'll talk to you all next week. trying to push his way around the Mercedes. Gonna try to put it around the inside of Parabolica. Oh, and that is the Williams Bartosz going around wide, but he gets past the Red Bull, so it works. Red Bull's gonna try to get the Haas. They're gonna go 3 wide into turn 1. Wow. Are they still holding it? Nope, they're back 2 wide. Williams is still gonna try to push it around the Red Bull. Red Bull's gonna shut the door. They're gonna keep it going.